Welcome back to the Matter of Facts podcast on the Prepper Broadcasting Network. We talk prepping, guns, and politics every week on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. Go check out our content at MoFpodcast.com on Facebook or Instagram. You can support us via Patreon or by checking out our affiliate partners. I'm your host, Phil Rabalais. Andrew and Nick are on the other side of the mic, and here's your show. Welcome back to Matter of Facts Podcast. 10 years of sociopathy, undiagnosed childhood autism ballooned into fully high-functioning adult autism, nerdiness, tactical crap, survivalism, preparedness. Am I missing anything?
Obscene amounts of random tangents.
Obscene amount of random tangents. I will be fully derailed from doing the admin work if my co-host has anything to say about it. Part of the reason why we're BSing right now is because original co-host Andrew had a computer problem immediately before we were supposed to go live. And in the interest of
literally 60 seconds before we go
live. And in the name of solidarity, we said screw waiting for him.
It's funner to make fun of Andrew's computer.
So yes, before we roast anything he presented to us this evening, we're going to roast his freaking computer, because my ancient, barely working, cobbled together Walmart special is still cooking and his is locked up.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the thing about all these weird updates that they try to push through everything, is that every once in a while they decide to shit up the entire process.
Yes. All right, there are a lot of nerds in the chat right now. Not to overlook the fact that our wives are among those nerds.
Is good.
Rachel said, love the intro. There's a story behind that. So part of the credit goes to Stuart, and anyone who's been in the patron chat for more than about 5 minutes has met Stuart. He's probably told you you're wrong about a variety of things. And unfortunately, he's usually right, because Stuart's been into preparedness since before I was born.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
do I want to throw Andrew's video up here before he's ready? Because I just watched him run across the room.
You probably could. He's got no audio. It looks like he might have a microphone, and he has a camera.
I'll let him add himself and not ruin his fun. But anyway, so Stuart worked with a friend of his who's a songwriter, wrote the lyrics, had AI compose the new intro and outro music for Matter of Facts.
Really good.
And then I passed it off to my wife and asked her, like, hey, can you make an intro video around this? And I gave her large amounts of artistic license and minimal direction.
Nice.
And
seriously, bang up job on
Stuart is saying no, which means I'm probably wrong again. Claude AI actually took the which is it, Stuart? Is it Claude or Clauda? I know what it is.
I think it's with an E.
I know what it is. I'm just messing with him because he lives to tell me I'm wrong about things.
To be fair, when he does, usually it's pedantic or very accurate.
Or pedantic and very accurate.
Usually, yeah, it's usually that one.
Andrew, do you want me to bring you into the show? I've been holding off to let you finish your setup.
I don't know if he has audio yet.
I don't know if he does or not. There he is.
Hello. Oh, he froze.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to throw his computer out a window.
That's good.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank Christ.
Good. Great success.
Right. Great success.
Great success.
No, the reason I asked when we were starting was we bought a little cheap, like a Honda, and I got new headlights for it, and I was like, this shouldn't be too bad. Nope, I was wrong.
I could have told you you're wrong if you'd asked.
Yeah.
No, everything was going pretty smooth until I went to go take out the driver's side headlight, and one of the top bolts, it was stuck in like the housing, and it just twisted the housing out, and so I had to wrench on it and stuff. So then I looked at the time, I was like, oh crap, I'm like, I gotta go. So I'll finish it in the morning.
That's like the last time I was changing headlight bulbs on my Tacoma. They're secured in the buckets with these little bent up paperclip looking things.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them sproinged out of the headlight housing into the engine bay. So
you'll never see that again.
Oh no, no, I found it. I had to remove the windshield washer reservoir on that side to be able to get it. And then I got that whole side buttoned up, got the new bulb in, got the bent up paperclip thing back in place, put the washer reservoir back inside, decided I'm going to be the adult in the room and I'm going to change the driver's side headlight because if the passenger side went out, the other one's not far behind, right? Mm-hmm. That little bastard sproinged immediately afterwards. And then I had to take the battery out to get that one. After 20 years together, my wife knows the look on my face when I come in from outside working on something and just not to ask questions.
That's fair.
Sorry, you were saying, Andrew?
I was gonna say, and then my electric wrench died during the whole thing. So I'm like, oh man, I have to go like old school and get,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I know.
Okay, so for just a brief moment before we start, 10th anniversary. Did anybody in attendance or in the audience think we would ever get here?
I didn't know when the show started. So I don't know. I popped in here kind of in the middle, so seemed like it was going to keep rolling to me.
Oh, so you missed the very beginning where it was very pained and very, very, very rough.
Mm-hmm. I think I missed the first year and a half or 2 years of the show.
Oh, you didn't miss much. Well, I mean, Andrew was great from the moment he came on. It was me that was stumbling and bumbling like a moron by myself.
It's hard to hold a conversation just with yourself unless you've got some severe mental instability issues, or you're a machinist.
Do you say that those two things don't run together?
No, they definitely do.
Yeah,
you'd fit right in at work.
All right, so plan of action for the night. The admin work. You should be a patron. If you're not a patron, you should fix that. You should buy some shirts and you should buy some coffee. Let's get to topic.
Hold on. I think there's a lag, but hold on 1 second. I just want to throw it out there that we have new coffee that dropped. So we need to make sure we cover that.
Okay, fine. We will talk about the coffee ever so briefly before we get the show on the road. This is actually a cup of the s'mores, which is our newest offering in Disaster Coffee. I brought home a bag of the s'mores and a bag of the pecan pie, and s'mores beat pecan pie handily in this household, at least.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I like the pecan pie. Pecan. So my fiance really likes the pecan pie with a little bit of some caramel additive to it. That is really good. The s'mores is good. But yeah, no, it's exciting over at Disaster Coffee, trying to get a couple things. I'm working on we're not rebranding, but just refreshing up the website and stuff like that. So,
did you try the pecan pie black?
Yeah, I like it.
Can you taste the pecans?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, pecans.
I'm gonna like that.
I like the s'mores is really good because I'm like, man, it actually tastes like I'm eating a s'more. It's like I'm drinking it.
I wasn't as big a fan of the s'mores when it was dead black. And like I was saying this in the patron chat, and of course Stuart told me I was wrong. But my issue is that I associate, because I'm a coffee snob at this point, I associate smokiness with a dark roast. And I taste the smokiness in this coffee, but then I taste things that I associate with a medium roast. So it's not that it's bad, it's that my brain is telling me these two tastes don't go together.
Right.
But you put a little bit of coffee creamer in the s'mores, and then it knocks the smokiness down, and then you almost get a bit of a marshmallow taste coming out from the coffee and the coffee creamer working together. Just a little bit of creamer and a dash of sugar, and that's a perfect cup.
Mine just tastes like how I actually make my s'more, and just it tastes burnt.
That's the smokiness.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, Stuart saying dark humor for the win. Dark humor is good, but I find that the more I drink coffee, the more I have to be in the mood for a dark roast. I'm kind of turning more into a medium roast person over the years.
I mean, it's a good user-friendly roast. I mean, there's not really a bad way to go with a medium roast. You can definitely go bad with too dark.
Yeah.
Especially if you're having coffee with food. The dark roast can really overpower the food sometimes. This kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
I find that dark roast works really well, though, if you're smoking a cigar while drinking it, because Then if you're smoking a cigar, coffee can kind of get lost in it a little bit, but that dark roast is so robust. Like if you're smoking a really flavorful cigar, you need that dark roast to balance it out.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Gillian saying, I didn't think of that. It does kind of taste like a burnt marshmallow, but not in a burnt Starbucks coffee kind of way.
Yeah, their coffee just tastes like sadness.
It is sadness. Starbucks is like no serious coffee drinker likes Starbucks.
I wouldn't consider myself a serious coffee drinker, but the one time I went, and only one time I went to Starbucks and attempted to order a coffee, it was far more of a trying situation than I felt was reasonable for getting a cup of coffee.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's reasons for that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I had it, and it was shit. And I am a fan of shit coffee, like gas station coffee, fast food restaurant coffee, sketchy diner coffee, burnt coffee off the pot at work. Great, fine, love it. Starbucks coffee is just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, there are reasons for that. They tend to use kind of lower quality beans and then dark roast the crap out of them to try to mask the staleness of them. It's not a good thing. But anyway, so we have a topic, and then I'm sure we'll get derailed in the middle of that topic. And then towards the end of the show, I will unmute my phone and allow the patrons who now have my personal cell phone number from the patron chat to call in to us if they would like. And I'm not promising it's going to work, because so far Gilly and I tested this, and we were like, two attempts out of 4 it worked. So if it don't work, it don't work. But we're going to give it the old college try.
Nice.
But first, we have to have part 3 of Roast My Shit. Mm-hmm. And tonight, Andrew's the one who's up for the roasting.
Yay.
So he submitted to us a pistol, his night vision LARP setup, a Scorpion. I said another GPR. It looks like another basic bitch 16-inch carbine. The big brother to our A300s, his 1301, and his 6.5 Creedmoor.
Nice.
So, Andrew, do you have any sins you want to confess to now before we start clicking through this?
99.9% of the stuff was purchased when I was single.
I was going to
purchased before fiance.
I was going to be polite and say that there's definitely some single man spending going on here.
No, I mean, it's funny because like I remember, if those of you who know who Win is, I remember like our first time at prepper camp, like we met this guy named Win, and he's sweet dude. Like, I mean, I miss him. I wish we could see him more often. But anyway, he's sitting there and he's pulling gear out of his van that he has. And he's pulling he's got this AR, and then he's got this night vision setup, and he's got like all this stuff. And I'm like, holy crap. And this is before I had night vision or anything like that. And I'm like, dude, I said, how many kids you got? And he's like, I think he said 2 or something like that. And then he was, and then I'm like, you're married? He goes, yeah. I go, how do you afford all this stuff? And he's like, I got it before I was married. And before I was, but that's the thing though, is like, it's just interesting because it's not saying like I don't have the money to do it, but it's priorities have shifted, priorities, instead of, I still go out and shoot, I still buy ammo and stuff like that. But, I haven't bought a new gun in a long time, and it's one of those things where I'm fine with the gear I have. It's good. I try to find the classes to help run it and learn it better. But other than that, I'm like, okay, instead of this, money that I could upgrade to quad tubes, it's like, well, I can, shift towards, the house. Like, okay, remodel, because we're trying to remodel our bathroom, and, we want to remodel the kitchen, and we want to do a bunch of stuff to the house. And so it's just like, priorities have shifted. So, but, and that's the thing is, I jokingly, when my fiance and I met, and we kind of like, when we first started dating and stuff, I kind of, it was joked around about having to sell my stuff, and she's like, no, you're not. She's like, you don't have to. I'm not that person, so. And so and she'll never ask me and stuff, and I'll never ask her to get rid of animals, because the farm that we have is, I look at them and I'm like, man, that goat is cool, because we have a goat right now. His name is Debbie. And we got him he's a buck, and so we got him to help breed the females that we have. And we raised him. We got him in February, I think, of this year, and so it was cold out, and so he stayed in the house for a long time. And to this day, I mean, he'll just like walk in the house, look around, like, "Hey, what's up?" Sometimes crash on the floor, but he's cool. Like, I mean, he's one of the most chill goats, and I claimed him as my goat. So, but yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, and that's the thing is although I do have to say though, my 6.5 Creedmoor, when I did buy that when I was before, when we were dating, my fiance and I were, boyfriend girlfriend, I was like, "Hey, I'm getting this rifle." She's like, "All right, cool." And I was like, "Want to go with me to pick it up?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I went to my friend's shop to go pick it up, and at the time I had the so on it I put the Vortex Viper HD on it. At the time I had the
Nice.
Vortex Viper. It was the HST, I think it was, which is and so I'm sitting there. My buddy's like, "Hey, this just came out. It's the upgraded version to what you have, and it's first focal plane." I'm like, "Ooh, how much is that?" And he told me. I was like, "Oh." I looked at my fiance, and she was like, "Get it." I was like, "Damn." I was hoping you talk me out of it. And she was like, She's like, "I'm not going to talk you out of that stuff." And I'm like, "Okay." So,
and that's when he knew he owed this lady a ring.
right.
So,
but anyway, no, it's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, so one thing before we get going, Raggle Fraggle saying, "Oh, you went full farm. We need an in-depth update on this at some point." And we do. It just cannot be tonight because we already have enough to cover in one night.
Correct.
Right.
But Andrew has said that, schedule allowing, he wants to start coming around the show more often.
Yeah.
And I have intentionally left his admin credentials active ever since he left, hoping he would come back.
Oh, we knew he wasn't going to be gone forever.
Well, I can't speak for the rest of y'all, but I've been bullying him low key for well over a year now about, so bro.
Yeah, I do want to come back. It's just hard, second shift. And I only get like, I think 1 or 2 Thursdays off a month. So,
oof.
Yeah.
Dr. Scary Guy. So this new guy, Andrew, was my co-host for the first, I think I rode by myself for about the first year, and then Andrew came on, and that's going to be like a whole discussion in our origin story we can unpack as we reminisce about 10 years after we roast your stuff. But you were with me. You and I were running together for about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah. And then when life happened and you had to kind of circle your wagons and take care of adult things, we tapped Nic. And Nick and I have been running together for ever since.
Yeah.
So
worked out good.
So yeah, calling Andrew the new guy is kind of hilarious because like I've known Andrew since my kid was like in pre-K.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Almost. All right. So let's roast some shit. Number one, right out of the gate, pistol, M&P 9C 2.0.
Yep.
Love that pistol.
Yep. So this
Steiner
is
MPS.
Steiner MPS. So the MPS, the 2.0 actually just came out, or it's just getting ready to come out. And yeah, it's gonna be hard for me not to buy that one because like it's some of the upgrades and stuff that they've done to it. But the MPS for the closed emitter optic, you can't beat it. I've dropped it, smacked it against stuff. I mean, beat the crap out of it. I've ran a lot. I mean, I don't know how many rounds I've ran through it. That is sitting on a plate because I did have that pistol originally cut for an RMR. And so I had an RMR on that pistol, and then I switched to an SR, a Trijicon SRO on top of it, and then I switched to the MPS. And then I just got it, put it in there not long ago, is a Faxon threaded barrel. And shout out to Faxon, their customer service, holy crap. Basically bought their barrel, went out to go shoot it, and it hung up every single round. It would not, it would not cycle. With just FMJ, would not cycle the locking, like the lug and stuff. It wouldn't lock in, and so you had to tap the slide forward, and it would lock in. Did a suppressor on it, it got even worse. And so so I reached out to him, and I was kind of like, I kind of was thinking like they're gonna just give me the middle finger, but because it was like a month or two, I think, before they got back to me, and the guy was like, finally got back to me. He's like, "Hey man, sorry. Your email got buried. I'm going to send you one out. I'm going to send you another barrel out. What's your address? All this stuff." So I gave him my address, sent me another barrel out. and that one actually didn't even fit into the gun, like into the slide. Like it was even worse fitment. So I emailed him back and I was like, hey, this is what's going on. I sent him pictures, everything. And the guy was like, all right, I'm going to send you another one and just let me know. And I was like, dude, if this is like third time's a charm, but if this is something, I'm like, I know I had some, because I had some slide work done on this pistol, as you can see, it's Cerakote and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, finally the third one showed up and it dropped right in and shot well. So pretty happy with it. Stock trigger. I haven't done anything with the trigger. Those of you who know MMPs know the first gen, the trigger is actually terrible.
It was terrible.
The second gen trigger actually isn't bad. They've done a lot of good work to it. I like the second gen trigger. I've recently been kind of like playing with the idea of putting like another one in, like an aftermarket, but I don't think I will. But then on the slide or on the mags, I'm running Hive Technology magwells. So it's like I think it adds like 3 or 4 rounds or something like that.
Nice.
I can't remember. And I've been running those for years. So I've been really happy with it.
You should try the trigger I've got in me and my wife's MMP 9C.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it.
Phil hated it because it's a really light, really short reset trigger.
It is. I don't mind the short reset, but it is entirely too light for my taste.
It's like a 2.5 pound trigger. It's quite light. But Andrew, I got to ask, why get rid of the RMR in favor of the Steiner? What caused you to make that shift?
So what caused me to make that shift is, one, you'll see it on top of my shotgun.
Okay.
And so I needed a sight on top of my shotgun, and the RMR like works perfect. Also,
yeah.
I have shifted away with my carry guns. I've shifted kind of away with open emitter.
Okay.
So because of the fact that if something ever happens and you drop it in the snow gets in front of that emitter, your sight is SOL.
And it does snow often up by you.
Yeah, and or dirt, lint. I mean, I appendix carry is the way I normally carry, and so I mean lint. So yeah, exactly. An open RMR in the rain, you'll understand exactly.
Yeah, Dr. Scary Guy dropping that on us.
You know, I have very little experience with dots in general, other than on an AR platform. So
yeah,
that's why I asked.
Yeah, no, closed emitter is the way to go. I think that's the future of dots. I mean, obviously they're always doing something different with the dots, but I think closed emitter is it trumps open emitter all day long. And then it just to me the picture is clear. And then I don't have any issues. Is there places for open emitters? Yes, I have open emitters. I have 4 or 5 of them, I believe, on other pistols. I don't carry those pistols, but they're on other stuff. So
that's fair. Do we rate it here, or do I show you the next picture, which is more pistol stuff?
I mean, I don't know.
It's a Nick question, Andrew. You're the roast. You're the roasty, not the roaster.
Let's do a rating per slide.
Okay.
Let's do a rating per slide.
As presented, I shall give it a 4 for practicality.
Okay.
It is a bit of extra gun, having an extended magazine and having a red dot on the top. But on the one hand, I want to say like this is a little bit bigger than I think most people would carry, but I also carry a double stack 9mm, and I do that pretty comfortably, even though I have the world's largest gun-game torso, apparently.
The MMP, the 2.0, it's the same size as the Glock 19. Basically,
it is.
Was the MMP. This was their answer to the Glock 19. Like this was their competition to it. But
yeah, I'm with Phil. I'm with Phil on this one, except for one thing. I'm still not sold on anything that modifies magazines for practicality, because I've played around with mag extensions when I was doing competition shoots, and I had more issues with mags with mag extensions on them than I did with magazines that were made for that number of rounds. And I believe it's down to a spring tension issue. Now, as far as like the size of the gun, Andrew and me were not that dissimilar in size. I mean, I did for often concealed carry my XDM, which is a 21+1 pistol, full size, full frame.
And you and Andrew are about the same height. I mean, he's got a couple inches on me.
He's appendix carrying it. I was carrying it strong side hip, and I didn't have any printing issues.
Yeah, and I mean, and when I carry this, I mean, I'm not wearing like a super tight, extra small shirt. I mean, it's generally when I'm carrying like this pistol, I have the M&P 9C, the first gen, so it's like the subcompact version. And I'll carry that with like a t-shirt and stuff like that more comfortably. But
I mean, without the mag extension, you can carry this thing in a t-shirt. It's really it's a daily driver gun.
I carry this, and I wear usually when I carry, I usually wear more button ups anyway. And so I mean, I usually when I'm carrying it, I usually wear like a button up or something like that anyway, or I wear more of a baggy t-shirt. But anyway, I get what you're saying with the mag extensions.
So Nick, we're both on a 4 for practicality.
4 for practicality.
What about I'll give a 3 for cool.
I'm gonna give it a 4 for cool.
Thanks, Nick.
Because camo slide.
It can't have a 4 for cool. It's an M&P. It can't be that.
But it looks cool. It's.
That's why it got the 3 because it looks cool. Look,
it's got camo, which means he's got a COD skin on that.
First of all, no carry gun can be cool.
COD upgrades.
No carry gun can be more than 3 cool unless it's a little bit unreliable or weird. Like if you have to explain to gun buddies what the hell it is you're carrying, now we can get into the 4 cool territory.
No, that would be 5 cool. I mean, if you're carrying something that you would see on Forgotten Weapons, that's an automatic 5 cool.
Okay, now my dream carry gun is a Mateba Unica.
Okay, that's fair.
The Italian, the mid '90s Italian auto revolver. I'll never own one because the last chance I had to buy one, it got sold out from underneath me, and like they are conservatively a $1,500 handgun if you get nothing with it but the gun, and they're just doing nothing but going up in price. So I'll probably never own one.
He's got 3 different Call of Duty upgrades on there. He's got a skin, he's got a dot, and he's got mag extensions. That's a 4. That's a solid 4 cool.
Live Call of Duty.
Okay. And then he gave us this, which is all of that with a can.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously those holsters
and a light.
Yeah, obviously those holsters cannot run with a can. But I just figure I'd throw it on there just for shits and giggles because that can is awesome. It's a rugged Obsidian 45. So nice. I love it. It's an awesome can. So.
And the Surefires are legit. I've got one on my my CZ PO9. I actually have the older X200 hanging from the bottom side of my Kimber 1911, which is a relic at this point, and it's horribly.
It really is.
Well, okay, but so
did you ever get it to run through a full case of ammo without a jam?
The Kimber, actually, yes. The Kimber is The Kimber was very reliable. Until when I started reloading 45 ACP for the thing, my first foray into reloading was with it was a Delta Precision, I think, FMJ bullets. So I had really good luck with those. I made a bunch of them. They were very reliable in my gun, just as reliable as factory ammo had been. And then I switched to 230 grain extreme bullets, which is a plated bullet, and the dimensions are a little bit different. And I immediately started having trouble with a very slightly undercrimped case, and the gun would hang up from going into battery by like a 1/16 of an inch. Now, once I realized my problem, I went back through. I literally pulled the seating stem out of my die, and just ran every last one of those rounds back through and put a very slight taper crimp on them. The gun's been fine since, but
that's fair.
First cartridge I'd ever reloaded, and I learned that lesson the hard way, that when you switch components, you really need to go back to square one and start over again.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, I will allow for the 4 cool with this setup.
Oh, definitely. That's a solid 4 cool. I mean, you can't go wrong there.
2 more Call of Duty upgrades.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Practicality wise, though, it is going to be difficult to carry this pistol with that much suppressor on it.
Yeah. Have you seen the guy from, Idaho?
I have.
Dude returned fire with a freaking suppressor. All right.
Oh yeah, with a
So
suppressed 5.7 at like 90 yards.
Wasn't he wearing a schmag?
Yeah, I think he was. He had the operator beard, shemagh, and the hat. So yeah, I think
no,
even sunglasses.
no. When I this is when it has a suppressor on, it's a backpack pistol.
Yeah.
It goes in the backpack. It's not. I'm not appendix carrying with a suppressor.
You damn sure ain't gonna reholster in a hurry with that thing on it.
Is that a suppressor in your pants or?
I am really happy to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next
Your
up
Honor,
on
it's
the
a
list.
medical issue.
So we are okay. We're jumping right to nods.
We are jumping right to the obligatory Instagram certified night vision LARP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So talk us through this.
Oh, I mean, what do you want me to say?
Okay,
tell us
fine,
what
I'll
it
do
is.
it.
So basically, so this was my upgrade from the PBS 14. I sold that to Phil, and then I went with quads, or not quads. Sorry,
Duals.
Yeah, I have my own thoughts on quads, but we won't go there yet. So no, this is Team Windy bump helmet. I actually just put the Surefire X300 Vampire on the side. I was running a what's the light that you have?
Enforce.
It died on me.
Really?
Yeah, it completely died. I thought it quit working. I thought it was the batteries, swapped out batteries, and it never turned on ever again.
Wow.
Huh.
I threw it in the trash. So yeah. So anyway, I just put this on here. The vampire light, which is nice because I like it a little bit better than the Enforce anyway. Because Enforce, if you weren't careful with it, it actually would it could bump on very easy. This one is a little bit harder just to bump on, and then also it has the UV, it has the or IR rather, it has the IR white and then off. And so that's what I really like about this is it sits in the off position, and so it won't drain battery. The same batteries have been in this thing for I think over a year because it's like it's light that I don't necessarily run that often anymore unless I'm shooting under night vision with my pistol. But in the batteries, it booted right up when I turned it to white light. It booted right up, no issues. And so I put it on my helmet. I'm running the Sword and Supreme Pros on the for Ear Pro. It has a UD Mark headset adapters for it, so that it mounts on top or mounts right onto the Team Wendy. They're not bad. The Unity Mark headset adapters, they're not too bad. I run them and I do like them. I'm kind of thinking about going to like the what is it, the Ops Core.
Talk about
that they kind of
the Mickey Mouse setup.
Yeah, I think I might run those, but I do like this. I do like the pressure that this puts around the ears. It's pretty stable. So that's very nice. As you can see, what's nice about this is from Night Vision, US Night Vision, is where I got this set from. It's the BNVD 1431 Mark II. So it's binocular night vision is all that stands for, and then it's 1431. So it's based off the PBS 14 bodies. So each lens it's pretty much a PBS 14, and then they bridge them together like a 31. And then just how it kind of what I like about it is the top left picture. That's basically the night vision stowed all the way up. The top right, you can actually fold those down for a little bit of clearance, and then obviously you can see when it's folded down, you can see where it's you can actually fold them up and you kind of look underneath them without actually pulling your night vision all the way up. What I like about this as well is I can pull just one side up if I want to, so I can turn it into a monocular setup just by flipping the one side up. There are presets. The knobs that you see on the bottom right, the knobs on the right and left side, those are actually presets. So I can actually set those, and it won't like go past that setting. So it'll go right to every time where I want to go where I want to put it.
Oh, nice.
Built-in IR. So just basically double click the knob. A little IR flashlight's built in, so it turns on a little bit of extra illumination. Runs on a AA battery. And I think it's like I think on the battery pack is like 50 plus hours, give or take, and then I think on the on a double A is like 15 to 20 hours, if I remember right.
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
I mean, Gen 3 analog does not take a lot of power to run.
That's still 15 hours on a double A battery. That's pretty darn good for a pair of nods.
Yeah, and the one thing I don't like is I don't like the Rhino mount on here, just because like obviously you can see like how high it sits up when it's sitting there. I want to upgrade to a Wilcox, or there's another company called.
Doesn't it start with a C, Katie or something like that, or
the name of it? But basically, they came out with it's the competition to Wilcox now. It actually is way lighter than a Wilcox mount. It actually has way more adjustments, and it's I don't know if it's stronger or not, but because Wilcox, I mean, obviously it's milled out, like aluminum and stuff like that. But no, I kind of was looking at that one. But yeah, let's see.
I will just say, while you're collecting your thought, the one thing that's really not appreciated by people that don't spend a lot of time in night vision is either running a monocular or having the ability to flip one eye open. Having one eye unaided and one eye aided really, really helps a lot with situational awareness when you're under night vision. It sounds like it wouldn't matter much, but just the ability to like have both eyes open, one eye I can see out in the dark, and one eye I can see like right here. Am I still in the shadow? Am I standing under a street light and a puddle light where I'm fully exposed? Wow. I find that for me at least, and part of this could be the fact that like the last time I ran binocular night vision was with a PVS 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, and that's not a great experience. But the time I've spent under a single optic, like I find it really does help to maintain what's going on around you to have one eye wide open.
Going off from the PVS 14 to the duals, I find that I actually like the duals more. The one thing I did like, I actually find that like my depth perception is a little bit better with duals versus just a PVS 14, especially when you're in the frickin' dark. The one thing I did like about the PVS 14 is when I was shooting. So basically, I would have the 14 would be on my left eye, and then I would shoot. I'm right eye dominant, so I would shoot and I'd keep both eyes open, and I would shoot. Well, when I would shoot through my red dot, my eyes, I would see white phosphorus image, but then I'd see like the rectangle or like the dot and then the circle and dot from my optic in that white, because if it was so dark out. Now, like you're saying, having the one eye open is really nice for certain things. I mean, I do agree with you on certain things with that, but really, I mean, you're not running these straight up to your eyes. Like when I run, I run it with a little bit of a gap in between my eyes. And the night vision, so I can see out of my peripherals just fine. I can see if I'm walking into a lighted area. I can see. Obviously, when you're running around or walking around or whatever, you're just walking through the house. If you walk into a room that's light, you're gonna notice the difference because these are auto gated. So like your phone has a manual gain on it. These are auto gated, so like it automatically adjusts that gain. So
a PVS 14 is also auto gated, but I have a manual gain, is what you're saying. You have an auto gain.
Yeah, you have a manual gain, so you have a knob that you can twist to do whatever. Mine is just it lightens and darkens and it does everything on its own. Yeah. But that's the thing is like when I'm walking around, if I walk around the house or if I'm walking around outside, I mean, yeah, I can definitely I can tell. Okay, that's a lighted area. That's not a lighted area for one. But then also, like I said, I keep the night vision away up from my eyes just enough to where I can still use my peripherals. And that's why I don't really necessarily like quad tube either. The one night vision class I did, there was a dude that had quad tubes, and he let a bunch of us like mess around with them. And maybe it's the generation that he had, I don't know. But like one, I didn't like it because so basically it has 4 tubes. And then those tubes come in, and that you have a single piece of glass that kind of comes in and that bridges it and everything. I didn't like because where both of those pieces of glass came in to make the 2 into 1, it had like a small crease in your vision. And so I really didn't like that. And it was on both sides, and it drove me up the wall. It was faint, but I could still notice it. I didn't really care for it. And then so that's the thing. So I really didn't care for that. And then also I didn't like it because I didn't like that it took away my peripheral. So the quad tube sits like, I mean, comes and sits like right here. So you get that wide peripheral vision. I think it's 100-degree view, field of view. And I just didn't care for it because I like the idea that I can walk around, and if I want to look, if it's a lighted enough area, I can look, and I can look out my peripheral and I can see stuff. So, I mean, that's just me though. I mean, and granted, maybe if I had them and I ran them for a long time, I'd get used to it, no issues, and I wouldn't complain. I'd be like, man, Pogues, you freaking run dual stuff.
Pores.
But anyway, that's my spiel.
Yeah. All right. So it's always weird giving a practicality score to an Instagram LARP.
I got to give it a 1
for practicality.
It does the job.
Damn, that's
wow.
That's brutal.
No, it does the job. But all right, Andrew, total investment in this headset.
I don't want
wait, Nick, no.
I'm not gonna say that.
That is the question we're not supposed to ask.
All I'm saying is the cost makes it wildly impractical.
Yeah.
Will it do a job? Yes, it will. Is it a cost-effective solution for the majority of people? No, it absolutely is not.
Oh no, I mean, just like what you guys said the last episode with Phil's and stuff. I mean, if you I mean, it's nice to have. I wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
I would definitely.
It's cool. It's fun.
Things other than this, but I mean, but it is the great equalizer as far as things go. I mean, you can own the night. I mean, I don't know how many times it was. I had like when my old house I had, and I lived in the city. I had a ton of fun of just people watching. I'd sit on my porch. I'd get home from work at midnight, 1 o'clock, sit on my porch, and I'd smoke a cigar, and I'd turn my lights out and everything, and I'd just sit in the dark, and I'd watch people come in from the bar, like walk past my house with the bar, drunk people like freaking walking around. Like it was pretty. It was pretty hilarious. The storm we just had, like I don't know, a month or so ago, maybe now, we had a tornado go by the house, and it knocked out power for, I think it was for a full day or something. I got home, and really, I mean, I could have grabbed a flashlight, but instead I was just like, threw on the night vision, walked around, checked on the animals, checked on the horses, checked on the barn, made sure nothing was going on, and just walked.
Yeah, if you have it, you're going to find use. Yeah. You're going to find uses and excuses to use it for sure.
So,
but
I will give it 2 for practical.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm conflicted about not giving it a 3, but that feels a bit much of a reach. I'll give it a 2 for one reason. I know he lives in the country, pest control.
Fair enough.
Night vision for rural pest control can be a lot of use. As a matter of fact,
you ever use green light or red light flags for spottings for pest control?
Night vision's more fun. Raggle is actually trying to entice me to come up to North Louisiana to go pop some pigs in the middle of the night.
Ooh, you should.
Unfortunately, the weekend he asked me, I was like, oh, everything going on right now. School's beginning, wife and daughter at DEF CON 2. Like, now's not a good time, but I really need to make time to go up and visit and, smoke some pigs, proverbially and literally. I will say, though, I'll give it a 4 for cool.
Oh, absolutely.
It's friggin' night vision.
Mm-hmm.
Night vision, like, you have to have at least a 3 cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the hot crazy matrix starts at a 4 for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It does. My wife disagrees with that. We've had discussions.
My wife has asked me why that was, and I just gave her this look like I haven't met every female member of her family.
Right?
Defend your point, honey.
Exactly.
Yes.
Hey, Andrew,
my wife is telling Raggle to abscond with me.
He should. She wants pork. Andrew, how much does this setup weigh on your head?
Ooh.
Because I know my ballistic helmet, I think, is 4.5 or 5 pounds.
Honestly, I've never weighed it. I've never really.
You should.
I should, but I never have because I don't want to know. Yeah, no, it is something that you definitely feel it. You definitely feel that weight.
I mean, bump helmet, it's going to be lighter than my 4.5, 5 pound ballistic helmet for sure.
Yeah, the bump helmet's considerably lighter than that. But so I have the TNBC Mohawk on it too in the back on the top, and then you can see behind the sword ends. I got it's a counterweight. It's it's only it's mostly batteries. I have AA and CR123s in it. But I have a couple. I can't remember how many ounces of lead in the back, so it counterweights. But
Right.
no, I honestly I don't know. You can definitely like if there's days where if I haven't worn it in a long time and I put it on, I'm like, oh crap. Like it takes me like it's like a bobblehead kind of thing because you got to find that gravity again. So, but no, it's definitely something to get used to.
And it's not just the weight; it's the fact that the weight is like there's a certain amount of the weight that's like hanging off the front of your face out here that really does torque the muscles in the neck if you're not used to it.
Sure.
All right, Scorpion 3+ Micro. So basically, the little brother to mine.
I thought you had the 3+ Micro.
Huh?
I said I thought you had the 3+ Micro.
No, I got the Evo 3.
Oh, the Evo 3, yeah. So this is So the Scorpion 3+ Micro. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily look micro because the rail that I put on it. I don't remember the company that did that rail, or HB Industries. That's who it is. So basically, start from what is it? The tip to butt, as Grantham likes to say. So I've had it for a little bit now, but the sub 9, so rugged sub 9 suppressor on it, dedicated suppressor on it. It's I think I got it. It's on there with the tri-lug adapter, but I think it's quiet. It is stupid quiet. That is one of the best suppressors I've ever shot. That's the Surefire Scout Vampire Light on there, and it's got I can't remember. It's got the tail end on it, so it's got a clicky on it. And
is that the DS00 tail cap? It's got the button and the
plug
Yeah, DS00.
Yeah. So that, and then that goes into a Unity Axon switch, which is threaded through. Which I actually need to get another Axon because after I got this rail and I extended it out a little bit, as you can see, the cables are kind of stretched on there. You can see it. So I actually need to get an Axon with like the 7-inch cables versus like those were the 4, I think it was, or something. So so I need to get the next one up that has a little bit longer cable. But then the Steiner, so that's a Steiner D-ball. I think it's the I2. So it's just it's the no infrared light, hence the vampire light. That's my infrared if I need it. And what's nice about the Axon is I have it set up to where I can either do just the laser or I hit the other button. It's 2 buttons on it, and so I hit one button, it's just the laser, or I hit the other button and it illuminates. It's the illuminator and the laser.
Nice.
Yep. So the Steiner, that one, I've had that laser for a long freaking time. It's not like it's still going strong. So that's the green and IR laser on it combo. And then it's got the Aimpoint Acro on the top, closed emitter dot. The riser and the mount and everything, actually that was actually milled by a friend of mine here that lives locally, that him and I get together and shoot every once in a while. He owns a machine shop, and I was like, and at the time I was looking around I wanted to put the Acro on it. I'm like, I cannot find a riser with the beaver tail that comes out for the Steiner. I cannot find that anywhere. And so he's like, well, let me talk to my designer. And so him and his designer sat down and they milled a few of them out and stuff. And so that's from him, and I just spray canned it, just rattle canned.
Nice.
And then the next upgrade I want to do, and I think it's going to be officially done, will be the trigger. I have not upgraded the trigger on the CZ Scorpion yet. It's going to be the Timony trigger. So
that's my boy.
Yeah. So, and then that is the Strike Industries. It's a Strike Industries, not stock, but the brace is what it is. So the Strike Industries brace. And then that actually all sits in that Mystery Ranch messenger bag.
Nice.
That it folds right up into it. Actually, I have enough room. I do have a med kit in there, so I have tourniquet in there. I got a blowout kit basically. And then I have 4 mags in there right now, 4 30-round mags, and this actually sits in there just fine with the 30-round mag. And I went to Detroit and went to Detroit with this thing, walked around Detroit, went through the hotel, everything, and like you just couldn't tell. So that Mystery Ranch bag it works out really nice. So
Okay. I'm prepared to give it a 3 for practicality.
Agreed.
Which is overcoming some built-in bias I have against bag guns.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I'm fully prepared to admit, is totally just a me thing. Because I tell young ladies that want to carry and they're convinced that they want to carry their gun in their purse. I tell them the same thing all the time. I don't like guns in things that are easily taken off the body. I just don't.
It's or regularly left behind.
I would like to give Andrew more credit than that, but again, I'm fighting against built-in bias. I'll give it a 3 for practicality. Cool. I'm really conflicted. I kind of want to go 4, but then I keep pulling myself back to a 3 because we have a PCC, and I am a Scorpion fan. I mean that it does bear pointing out. We've got light, laser, can, red dot.
Dedicated can, and it's in a very compressed package. Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, just push the button, Phil. Okay, 3 practicality, 4 cool.
I'm gonna also give it 4 cool because as we know from talking about Phil's, you can HK slap this.
Yes, and the HK slap is kind of obligatory. Like anybody that makes a 9mm PCC that you cannot HK slap, I question the design
You're doing it
choices
wrong.
made.
You are clearly making a choice to be less cool if you cannot do that with your gun.
The entire reason for tolerating 9mm PCCs is to HK slap them.
Yes.
Which, by the way,
entire purpose of them.
Do either one of y'all watch a YouTuber called Print Shoot Repeat? PSR?
Yes.
Have you seen the music video he did of the HK slap?
I did. It was great.
That and I've Got Nods are burnt into my subconscious forever. Anybody that hasn't seen PSR's music videos, you should. If you don't giggle, you have no soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dude's made a lot of contributions to the 3D printing gun sphere.
Yeah, I tried to entice him onto the show when he was, I wouldn't say before he kind of blew up, but like when he was a smaller, more upcoming show, and he didn't blow me. I mean, we talked back and forth a fair bit. He had too many irons in the fire and too much going on. And I was like, hey, I totally get that, dude. Best of luck to you. All right. So Andrew, you've managed to beat the odds with a combined score of 7 from both of us.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, Rifle, I'm going to ding you on this. Not because there's anything wrong.
I don't see any fucking sights. Oh, never mind. There it is. I'm sorry. Your sling hit it. I thought for a second there you had no sights on that rifle.
Nope. No sight.
Nick was prepared to come off the top rope at you.
I should, dude. Oh, now that I think about it, I should have.
You should have.
I should have goated you guys, like just the most ridiculous stuff. Like I should have AI'd a freaking high point with an EO tech on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
man,
but wait.
I could have swore that was just the sling there for a second. I was about to chew you out. So
okay.
Bad.
Y'all, while Andrew talks to you about that, I'm going to put that on the docket as a topic for a future show, and we are going to bring forth
sights on
the most ridiculous gun build we can imagine.
Oh, have you seen the? It was a 357 Bulldog with a bayonet and a 6x magnifier on it. I think I broke Phil's mind.
No, I'm doing what I said I was going to do. Because, see, I learned a long time ago that if I tell you, oh, yeah, I'll put that on the list as a future topic, I never remember to. So now I do it in the heat of the moment.
It's a good call.
All right.
Man, the number of ARs I've seen people showing off at the range prior to Pika without any sights on them at all or just a front sight, stupid high.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, that's exactly what I told them. I'm more disappointed in you than your mother. And Christ, that's a low bar.
At the gun range I started training to be an RSO at, we literally had to explain to a young man why he could not bring the rifle he built that had no sights on it at all to the rifle range that's 100 yards away to the berm, because we weren't confident he'd be able to hit the berm without sights. And we made him go to the pistol range. And it started off as, well, I just want to function check the gun, which was fair. You just built the thing. You want to make sure it runs. Go to the pistol range where the berm's only 25 yards away and 3 times as tall. And, you know, like, unless you're trying to send 5.56 to Jesus, you should be able to hit that without sights. And then he proceeded to argue with us that, why couldn't you go to the rifle range? Because you have no goddamn sights on your rifle, sir. So, yeah. Anyway, Andrew, take us away.
So yeah, this is my oldest AR that I have. I think this is the second one I ever built. The first one I built, I actually sold, and I regret it. I missed that one. But this one. So it's built. It's the M4E1 upper and lower and rail, POF trigger, and it's a 2.5 pound flat face trigger. US night vision, the designate IRV laser and IR. It's the green IR laser and IR vis combination. The Holosun 503R, which I don't think you can find this one anymore. I've had this one on here. I've had this one freaking forever. This is the sight that actually, like I said, when I started getting into the night vision, it sits on a ScalarWorks 1.93 inch mount, which is awesome. I had this mount way before I got into night vision, just because of neutral head position and everything, going into that kind of research, and like realizing the strain on someone's neck when you're hunched in on a rifle all the time, and then just being able to have your heads up, and the ability to how it helps you with your being able to look around a lot more and your attention to detail, but also just you're not tired. It takes the strain out. And then I got a Surefire SOCOM RC2 suppressor on it. It's on a 10.5 inch barrel. I don't remember the make and model or the make of the barrel who made that. Arasaka hand stop on the bottom, and then I have a Law Tactical folder on the back with a SB Tactical pistol.
Is that an SBA3? It looks like.
I think so. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, and then I think that's a Blue Force gear. I think sling. But
nice.
But yeah, this rifle,
solid practical rifle.
I've had this rifle. I don't know how many. I don't even know how many rounds I have through this rifle, and it's freaking been going nice.
You got a hat tip from Raggle.
Thank you. Yep, it's that's a good can. I really like it. The funny part about it, the only thing that's really, it doesn't come off. It's a dedicated can on there now. The funny thing about the Surefires is if you get carbon lock on them, the way they tell you to take it off is loosen the cap, or loosen the neck on it, basically, and shoot around, and it shoots the suppressor off.
That seems ballsy.
So I had to do it one time, I had to do it one time, and after it carbon locked one time, I was like, you know what, I'm never going to take it off. So I haven't taken it off. It's probably been on there for a few years now.
Sure. Now it's an integral part of the barrel.
It is. So I should be able to put a stock on it, because I'm sure it's technically welded on by now. But
I doubt the ATF will see it that way.
Technically welded and legally welded are very different things.
Yeah, it's not worth getting your dog shot over.
Although they did transfer suppressors without a Form 4.
Michigan, you still have to.
Yeah, Michigan, it's written into state law. You have to have a Form 4, or a Form 1.
4, I believe. Yeah.
No, 1 if you make your own, 4 if it's a transfer. But yeah,
right. But yeah, so So anyway, no, I love this. This is a great rifle. Yeah, I don't know what. So why are you butthurt over it, Phil?
It's not that I'm butthurt over it. I'm actually going to give it lots of practicality points. I would go so far because it's suppressed. Even if you're shooting supersonic ammunition out of it, it's going to it's going to take a lot of the crack out with a silencer that large and that efficient.
Better than a muzzle brake.
It being on a 10.5 inch barrel, your overall length is still got to be right around the same it would be with like an 18 inch barrel and no can, which is nice and maneuverable.
Yep.
I don't see, there's nothing on here that's bad. Everything's pretty good, and everything here does a does a job, and nothing here is like superfluous.
Well,
if I'm gonna give it any shit, I'm gonna knock a point off of the practicality score for lack of a white light.
wait, doesn't that?
It's on the other side, I think.
The
I was gonna
DRV
say-
has a
Yeah.
white light built in. I thought it was.
Oh,
I thought it was.
Well, it's an IR, but I believe I thought I had. I don't have a picture of it. There is a white light on the other side. You just can't see it.
Okay,
Nice.
I get that if there is a white light, I give it 4 for practicality.
Yeah,
I would agree.
I'm only going to give it a 3 for cool, and that's not because there's anything wrong with it, but because there's nothing wrong with it.
It's just too practical.
Yeah,
to be that cool.
And this is like, Andrew, this is the thing Nick and I were talking about when we first proposed doing this. Like, it's almost like the more practical it is, it drags the cool down because it's
like a Woodstock Remington 700 with like an 8 power fixed optic on it. There's just nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
But for that exact reason, it's not cool because there's nothing wrong with it. It's got to be a little ostentatious, out of pocket, silly, over the top to really nail the cool at a 5.
I thought about painting it, but I've never been a big person on painting my guns. I don't know why.
You know,
I've heard every argument for and against rattle canning your guns, and I still refuse to. Like, I have cans of spray paint in the garage. If we have to go Red Dawn the freaking Chinese paratroopers tomorrow, I will rattle can every gun in this goddamn house. 10 out of 10, no cap. Unfortunately, in the meantime, I just can't bring myself to do it.
Here's the problem with that. The vast majority of the time, it's not your rifle's lack of camo that's blowing your fucking security.
I will say that
it's not.
I will say that the only guys in the military I ever met that really, really, really needed their rifles to be like camoed out to the nines for mission, for OPSEC and mission use, were doing way cooler shit than I was.
Oh yeah, they're scout snipers or they're long range recon guys, or look, the vast majority of people, even in the military, a camo gun is not going to save you. It's not even going to help.
Yeah. Okay, so I gave it. Shit, here I am forgetting my own scores.
4.
I gave it 4 practicality, a 3 cool.
Which I agreed. I will say also a 3 cool. One thing I will say, the only thing on this rifle that I don't think it needs, I don't like hand stops.
Like hand stops. Hold up. I will defend Andrew's honor on this. Because I have the exact same. So technically, Andrew, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't look like Airsock's hand stop. It looks like I think they call it their finger stop.
Yeah.
The hand stop is asymmetrical. It's kind of like smooth on one side and almost like hooked on the other. Yeah. And the finger stop is almost like a little cylinder.
So yeah. So what I like about this is I put it between my middle finger and my index finger. And that's where I put it. I can actually grab it and I can clamp down on it, pull it to my shoulder. And then when I put my thumb around and I can actually it puts it right on the button for the laser.
So you're using it as an index point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's fair. I'll allow that.
And that's what I was going to say.
I'm not going to argue with that as an index point. That's fine. I've never found I needed that.
And again, I only pointed out because I recognize the part. I've got the exact same one on my 16-inch carbine for exactly the same reason, because I also drop it between my ring finger and my middle finger, and that puts my thumb in the perfect spot for the pressure switch. It puts my thumb in the perfect spot to hit the override switch on the back of the white light tail cap. It is as long as I put that peg right here between these two fingers, I know that my thumb is within reach of all the controls on the front of that gun.
That's fair.
That, and I know when my hand, when I have my index finger and stuff around that, I know I'm not going to even come close to touching my can.
Yeah. And for a gun that is primarily
I put that on there.
And for a gun that is primarily intended to be run with nods, that's going to have, that is going to have night vision crap on it, things like index points start to matter a lot, because you're going to be doing this in virtually no light. You have to do it by feel.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense.
Okay. Didn't
I
get
don't
you any
run
more
knots,
points,
so.
Andrew, but I had to defend your honor on that because I heard, I saw where he was going, and I was like, not exactly the way he's intending this to be used.
And then I almost SBR'd this a long time ago, but I will never SBR. I will never SBR my Scorpion or this because legally these are pistols, and legally I can carry this loaded in my vehicle.
Yeah.
Pistol.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Yeah. Well, I won't allow the stupidity of your state legislatures to cost you cool or practicality points.
Right.
So my score stands.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The A300's large angry brother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's necessarily large. I mean, I don't think it's any bigger than your guys's.
Oh no, they're basically the exact same size.
Big angry
but
brother.
I see a change here that has occurred since I saw this 1301 last.
Really?
Yeah, you changed the furniture on it, didn't you?
No.
It was all black before.
I mean, this is how I remember it when I went up to see him.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe I might be misremembering then.
I mean, did you stay in somebody else's house that had an all blacked out 1301 that we should talk about?
I mean, if I did, he made a hell of venison roast. Either way.
All right, Andrew, lay this one on us.
Yeah, so this is the 1301. So basically I have the Artist Industries furniture. Basically all they did was they just took the Magpul, so that's the stock is actually a Magpul. I think it's the stock to a
Zukov stock, or the handguard. Zukov handguard.
Handguard. The stock, I think it was for. Can't remember what the stock is for, but basically they build an adapter plate for it. And I can't remember if it's the Remington or what.
I want to say it's Remington stock.
I think it is. Maybe it's like, it might be a Remington stock in the Zukov rail, or the front rail there. So basically running that, I have the Streamlight ProTech on the front. Just as a button. I did, for shits and giggles, I did run it one time with a switch, but that switch died very quickly. It rattled loose on everything.
Shotguns will do that to most things.
Yeah. RMR. So this is where I put my RMR on top of this. If you have not shot at if you have a home defense shotgun of any kind and you do not have a red dot on it, trust me, it's a game changer, and it's pretty much like cheating at this point.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
It is.
I have the S-Tac. So I have the S-Tac play, the cards, the shotgun cards for the side. I have probably a dozen of those. We did, when Nick came down, we did that class, and I mean those cards worked amazing.
Dude, they're fantastic.
Yeah, and then I have the match saver on the other side. Which that thing has saved me in matches. And that's why they call it the match saver, because it literally it helped out with grabbing that round. Yeah, the sling. For the life of me, I don't remember the make and model or who made that sling, but I love how it cinches down, gets out of the way, keeps tight. The only thing I was looking on Ardius, so they started doing some aluminum front ends. This plastic, the plastic, when I did that class, about halfway through, actually I got through the class, but I found my light was about ready to fall off, because it just worked loose on that plastic. It didn't clamp very well. I clamped it way tighter than I probably should have now. But yeah, I think the upgrade that I'm looking at, I might be doing to it, is I might get a different front end for it. Rail.
I think they call it the Imperium front end.
So yeah, so it's an aluminum front end versus plastic. Other than that, I love this shotgun. It's a workhorse. It works out really good.
So I only have one question, and only because this will factor into the scores. What is your loadout in the shotgun cards?
Loadout is I'm trying to remember now,
because I see two shells brass up and the rest brass down. So I'm assuming
the brass up, if I remember right, those are slugs. The brass down, and it's sitting behind me. I could go grab it if I wanted to get us kicked off of YouTube.
Please don't.
But no, the brass up are 2 slugs, and then the brass down is number 8 Federal Flight Control buckshot, and then the match saver is actually if I'm running a class, it's usually it's birdshot or something like that, but that is actually a slug.
Nice
in that too. So. Shout out to if you guys ever watch the movie or watch the show Terminal List. When they're in Mexico, they're running a 1301 Mexico, and watch it. I mean, Nick, you took the class with me.
I did.
The way he does that, the way he does the ammunition changeover from a buckshot to a slug, and then pops that dude. I remember watching that. And did you ever see that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio where he's like leaning up, and he's pointing at the TV? I literally
done that drill.
Yeah, I literally like, oh, and then it's like, oh, that's a 1301 too. So, but yeah, no, this is
smart semi-auto reload or smart semi-auto ammunition swap.
Yeah. So I love it. It runs great. Like I said, the only thing I might change in the future or down the road might be that front rail. Other than that, and then the other thing I might change out is so that the front piece that keeps the magazine, the tube, and the barrel kind of together, that's plastic. I might actually buy. There is a company that makes one out of aluminum. So actually, I might buy that and get that plastic out of there. But
I have seen guys get their shotgun barrels hot enough to deform those plastic clamps.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot to do it. I mean, that's it. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're shooting and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, I never had any issues when I ran that class. I've ran that shotgun class twice now with this gun. Never had any issues with it. Lucy.
Well, there was the guy, Andrew. I don't know if you remember. There was that really skinny tall guy ended up melting his mechanics gloves to the barrel of his shotgun in that class.
Oh my.
Yeah, melted holes right through his shotguns because he was C-clamping the shotgun like an AR.
Oofta.
You learn that lesson real quick.
All right.
So they get hot.
I'll give it a pair of 4s.
Matches.
Now, here's the thing. I am holding back because 5 practicality. I don't know how you get there, but it just feels wrong to give something a 5 practicality. So I have to hedge my bets a little bit. But I'm going to give it a 4 practical and a 4 cool because it's a friggin' Beretta shotgun. That's
it's
cool.
Hard to go wrong with a Beretta shotgun.
It's well kitted out. And I've told you, Nick, you are emotionally and legally obligated and morally obligated to put a red dot on your shotgun.
Oh, I know. I'm looking at buying a pair of Holosun 507s.
Dude, a 507 comp,
pistol, one for my shotgun,
and a scalar works. You will not be upset with yourself.
Yeah. Instead of doing that, I bought a mill and $1,000 worth of number 2 aluminum wire, and I gotta either rent a trencher or.
So you could make your own mount and save that much.
No, I absolutely could. Yeah, that's not even a thing. It's going to happen. I am putting a red dot on that shotgun. It's happening. But
like I said, 4 practical, 4 cool, easy score. I feel good about all that.
I'm going to give it a 3 practical.
Oh.
It has all the things out. And hear me out.
Okay, I'll
For
hear you out.
the price of the 1301, I bought a 300 Trex class, the gas to get to Andrews, and 2 cases of ammo.
I guess it depends on what you think you paid for it, because the 1301 wasn't that much for me.
At the time when I bought mine, it was going to be $700 more to go to the 1301.
What'd you get yours for? 800?
$625.
Oh, $625. All right.
Yeah, I got a deal. Yeah. I got a hookup that I do engraving and so a little bit of custom gun work for a guy, and he gives me dealer pricing on everything.
I think I got this. I think I got this for $1,100.
Yeah. See, at the time, to get a 1301 when I bought my 300 was when Illinois had enacted PICA and people were trying to get shotguns. I had to get something,
right?
Because AR had to leave.
Yeah.
Had to have something. Wanted a semi-auto. So the 1301s in Illinois were going for like 16, 18.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I was able to get shotgun ammo, class, fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very hard for me to justify more than doubling the cost.
But the 300's a good shotgun.
Oh, it's a solid gun. I mean, we shot it. We were shot for shot. Neither one of us had a single malfunction all day.
I well and truly think that two things would happen to 1301 if the A300 didn't exist. I think the 1301 demand would probably be double what it is.
Yes, definitely.
Because when you compare like everything else in this segment, you're talking about like a Benelli, which is three times as much, 2 to 3 times as much,
and arguably not as reliable.
I feel, and this is not an undercut to Beretta, but I feel like Beretta almost is competing with itself, because the A300 is as good as it is. It undercuts the argument for the 1301 just a tiny little bit. But I can happily say that, like, if the A300 didn't exist, I would have probably just sucked it up and bought one of these.
Yes, but that's exactly what it would have been.
But I fell into the same trap of, at the time I bought mine, the A300s had crept up in price a fair bit, but the 1301s around here, that was $1,600-$1,700.
Yep, I had the same issues.
And no one had one around here. I had to special order the A300. So I was going to have to special order the 1301 too. Anyway, not to mention, like, even though I bought it from a friend of mine,
the neutered ones.
Yeah, but even though I bought it from a friend of mine, it's one of those things where it's like he's sending 2 kids to college, so it's like I don't have the heart to friggin' nickel and dime on price. If he says it's what it costs, is what it costs.
No, me and the guy I get stuff from, we trade favors. I do the engraving for him for cost. He gets me guns for cost and ammo for cost. It's a good deal.
Yeah. So you're giving it a 3 for practical. What about cool?
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely a solid 4. It's a fantastically cool shotgun. It has all of the things I would want to see on a cool shotgun, except for being drum fed.
Ha.
Drum fed shotguns don't do it for me. Actually,
don't care. They look cool as fuck. Love it. Unless it's a Spaz 12, in which case I will give that a 5 cool.
I did go into this saying that you have to give up some practicality to get the 5 cool.
Oh, you absolutely do. And you have to have the folding stock on the Spaz 12. Otherwise, it's immediately down to a 3 cool.
Yes. Okay, I think this is the last one.
Last one. So this is my Christensen Arms Mesa FFT, 6.5 Creedmoor. I have the Huxworks Ventum 7.62 flow through can on the end of it. I don't recall what suppressor cover that is, but it works out great. And then I have the Harris bipod.
Can't go wrong with the Harris.
No, I borrowed it from a friend of mine, and I have not seen him to give it back yet. So I just kept it on there. But I plan on upgrading that to a nicer bipod, something that I can actually it can kind of get a little bit lower. The Harrises are nice, but yeah, they.
Look, the Harrises, for what they are phenomenally quality bipods.
Mm-hmm.
Are they as collapsible as some of the more modern ones? No, but they always just work.
Yeah,
Harris bipods are extraordinarily okay-ish.
Yeah,
which is
they
not
do
a
the job. They're nothing special.
They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They do it acceptably in most circumstances. Like,
yeah.
If you if you don't have a good reason to get something other than a Harris and you need a bipod, you probably just need to put a Harris on it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, like I said, Harris is nice. Like I said, shooting long range. I've done 2 long range classes now where you go out to about 1,000 yards, and shooting prone with the Harris is actually very uncomfortable, especially because you can't get low enough. So you actually, by the time you get on the gun, and if you're kind of in a dip and you can kind of get the bipod like in a trench a little bit to where it kind of sits a little bit low, that's not bad. But like I have a bag that I put underneath the rear stock, and that bag actually, like I have to put that bag and then I have to put my arm and my fist kind of up into it because that bipod just sits up a little bit too high. So I do want to upgrade to a different one that kind of it'll actually spread out like a little bit further and it'll actually angle. so you can actually push into the dirt a little bit more, and start and put some more pressure on it. But for right now, it works. The class I used it on, it worked okay. Like I said, this rifle, I put this rifle together. I used to have a Savage 110 tactical in 6.5 Creedmoor. I sold it because out of the box, actually, with the Viper HS or HST or whatever the scope was on it, with the suppressor and the rifle, it was pushing like, I think like 10 pounds, give or take. Like it was heavy, and plus the Savage was like a 20-inch barrel, a 20 barrel or something like that. Like it was a long barrel, if not long. I think it was actually longer than that. I think it was a 22-inch barrel, and then it was a heavy barrel too. It was
the Savage tactical rifles. They're chunky.
They're chunky.
They're
I shot a lot of deer with that rifle, and it worked out great. But when I was thinking about going out west, I was like, I don't really want to be crawling around the mountains with a 10-pound rifle. So I bought this, and this out of the box, I think is like 5.5 pounds. With the can, plus the can is 3D. They're 3D printed, so like the flow through. They're super light. And then no gas in the face, which is a bolt gun, so you won't really get that. But the flow through is really nice. And then with it's got the Viper, the Vortex Viper HD, the 5 to 25 first focal length. And that, I'm very happy. I'm really happy with this setup. This for long range shooting, I'm very comfortable out to 500-600 yards now.
Nice.
Shooting this gun.
So I only have one question before we proceed to the judging. What ammo are you shooting out of this?
So the stuff I was using for that class was S&B 140 grain.
Seller and Beloit?
Yeah, S&B 140 grain. I do really like it's the Hornady Hunter. Precision is the stuff I really like. It's 143 grain. I really like that gun, or that round, or that particular cartridge for shooting deer and stuff. But the S&B, I was shooting pretty good groups. The Hunter X, a little bit better groups, but it wasn't nearly, for the cost, I would say it's not.
So you're not rolling your own out of monolithic copper projectiles, is what you're saying?
I am not. I have a ton of.
Can't be a 5 cool.
Can't be 5 cool. Not hand loading.
I have a ton of reload. It's just one of those things I've just never gotten around to yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, man, I get it.
So I have my next target for bullying.
Got to get Andrew into hand loading.
I have all the stuff.
Then why are you not doing it, sir?
I've had all the stuff for about 6 years now, 7 years.
About 6 years.
Actually, longer than that. I've been at my current job for 9 years, and I got all the hand loading material before I left my job before that. So,
okay,
the harassment will continue until the hand loading begins.
I will give it a 4 practical, but I'm not going to point off for not hand loading.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I mean,
I'll give it a 4 cool because it's a nice rifle. It's nicely put together. I see good stuff on it, but you can't have the 5 cool because you haven't joined the brethren of hand loading nerds.
Yep. If you're going to do long range shooting, you have to hand load for absurd precision.
Them's the rules.
Yeah. Them's the rules.
But that 140 grain S&B, that hitting 1,000 yards with that was a little bit tough. I definitely had. I think I had to go 42 inches up for that. I had to dial 42 inches up.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I hit a couple times at 1,000 yards, but no, it's interesting. It's I definitely want to get into hand load because it's that's going to be the next thing with people to dial it in.
Hey man, if you have the time to spend in tweaking a hand load, you can make a very good rifle into a phenomenal rifle very quickly, especially with a can.
Yeah.
All right. So that's been the third part of Roast My Shit. Now we have, I'll give it a half an hour plus or minus before at least 2 of us turn into pumpkins.
Yeah.
I do have to get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Okay, so for any of the patrons who have the number and would like to call, and that also includes my wife, because she did say that she might call us.
What?
The phone line is open.
The phone line.
I'm not promising it's going to work.
Stuart did promise to call.
Yeah. So the phone line is open, and we'll spend the last half hour reminiscing about the general insanity that has been this show. So bearing in mind that Matter of Fact started 10 years ago because I got a wild hair up my butt to try to convince a bunch of people who didn't really care, didn't know me from a hole in the ground, that the prepared lifestyle was going to save you some pain down the road if you would just plan ahead a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely does.
And then after, I don't know, 7-8 months of bumbling around in the dark, not knowing what the hell I was doing, Andrew and I actually met each other on Wasted Ammo podcast. I'm trying to remember how.
What?
I'm trying to remember how that came about. I think you'd come on their show as a guest the episode before.
Yeah, well, so what happened was, and I remember this. It was like Steve and Eric. I wish they could come back on because they had a great show. But yeah, So I mean, I listened to their show a ton, and I remember like basically, I mean, I kind of just would. I was in their chat all the time, and I was in their Facebook group, and basically we kind of did a thing. It was like, hey, you know, you guys should get a guest on. I'll be your first guest, kind of thing. And we always joked around that I was like patient zero. And so I got on their podcast, and we were talking, you know, we did the podcast, did whatever. And then I think there was another down the road. I think they had Phil on, and then they reached out and was like, hey, we want to do kind of like a round table with you and another guy to come on. And then so they had both of us on another show. And then that's when, like, I remember Phil talking about, you know, he was talking about his Matter of Fact show and stuff. And so I started kind of listening to that, listening to a bunch of the back episodes. And then I remember he was talking on there about like, hey, you know, I'm kind of looking for a co-host. You know, I was thinking about getting a co-host. And I remember reaching out to him like, hey, man, if you're looking for a co-host, I've been kind of wanting to get into the whole podcasting thing. Like, I'd love to be your co-host. And he was like, no. He flat out. I remember it. I remember it because I remember you were like, no, I really want someone local. Like, I really want to have someone local.
In my defense, the state of podcasting at the time did not make remote podcasting anywhere near as convenient a thing as it is now. And I had no real idea how the hell we were going to pull this off at opposite ends of the country.
No, but it was just funny because I was just like, he was like, yeah, I'm looking for a co-host. And I was like, I mean, hey, man, I'm like, I'd love to do it. And he's just like, no. Like, I really want someone local. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I don't remember, it was like not very long later. It wasn't it wasn't very much longer. And then you reached out and you were like, hey, do you want to come on and stuff like that. And so I came on, and
y'all talk. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember I came on, and yeah, that was it. I mean,
I think I found this show through the Reloading podcast. Weren't you and Phil on? I think it was called the Reloading podcast at one point.
Phil was on the Reloading podcast quite a bit. I wasn't.
Yeah, that's how I found you guys. Started listening to you guys because, man, you know, it's all in the same vein. I don't even know how I found the Reloading podcast. I might have just been looking around. Oh shit, that's how Raggle found it too. Nice. That's awesome, man. But look, I think you had been on the show for at least a year before I started listening to it. So I didn't know the show without you being on it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely to think about it, think that it's been 10 years. It's like that's crazy. Because I remember where was I living? So actually, I was actually.
You were living with your buddy in that house, weren't you? That you guys were renting?
Well, no. So I lived with my buddy. I lived with my good friend Ken, and I would podcast in the basement, if I remember right.
I think so. Yeah.
And then I think, what was it? And then I moved. I was with him because that's where because we started, like, this started, I think it was just before I moved to the company I'm at now, to where I'm at now. And so yeah, we were recording, and then I moved up like an hour or so north, 45 minutes or so north, because I started at the company I'm at now. And then I moved in. My friend of mine, he bought a house, so I moved in with him, and up into Cedar Springs, and then did the podcast in the basement there too. And then I did that. I mean, yeah, there for a while, and then because I lived there for, I think, 5 years, if I remember right. And then I bought my house in Ionia, and then I moved there, and then that's when I had the whole backdrop and everything like that. And then sold that house, and then moved in with my fiance a year ago, and been doing, now, I mean, obviously I don't do it here that often, but but yeah, no, that's the lane, that's the road of
So when I came up to do that class with you, I work with some family members of mine, and I was telling them, yeah, I got to be off this day because I got to drive up to Michigan to go to stay at my buddy's house and do a shotgun class. And they're like, oh, who is it? And I mentioned it. I told them who you were, and they're like, well, how'd you meet him? Like, oh yeah, I listened to this podcast. I was like, so you've never met this guy, and you're just gonna go sleep in his house? I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, we're all gonna have a shitload of guns, so it's probably fine.
On the skin. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, I remember, God, what was it? Prepper camp. I mean, Phil and I remember, like, we recorded together for how many years before we met up at Prepper camp?
I want to say it was like 2.5 years at that point before we actually met each other face to face.
Yeah, and it was like, hey, so yeah,
that was kind of an odd experience because at that point, like, I felt like, okay, this is going to sound corny as shit. I freely admit that, but like, Andrew and I, at the point where we finally met each other face to face, we've been podcasting every week for about 2.5 years. We texted back and forth more often than that. I mean, this is like pre-patron chat, pre-signal chat, but like, we talked all the time, and I felt like we gotten to know each other fairly well. And I had never laid eyes on this son of a bitch before.
That'll happen.
Yeah. And it was kind of the same experience when I met Uncle Randy, and I met your mom, and I met your dad, and they all knew who I was. And I was like, hey, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it was it was fun. And I will freely admit, yes, I did. I wouldn't say I shot you down, but when you first reached out to me, I was like, I was really hoping to have a local co-host.
That's what you said. You're like, no, I want someone local. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, okay. But again, think about the first couple of years, all the technical problems, all of the figured out how and that, like in the days before StreamYard, and even before StreamYard, you remember we used Zencaster for a while? We have gone through so many different permutations of trying to figure out how to how to talk to each other over the internet and record it even before streaming. And all those technical challenges that I did not want to confront. But once you and I sat down and started talking, I was like, well, shit, I guess we're going to figure this out at the same time.
Got to make it work, right?
Yep.
Oh, hang on. First caller coming in.
Good.
Hey, can you hear us? You're on Matter of Facts.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
If you give me 1 second and keep talking, I'll turn your volume up and we'll all be able to hear you.
Oh, hell, don't turn it up.
Well, nope, we got to have good audio. Films.
So this is, I will spoil it for the audio listeners. This is Stuart. He is the one most directly responsible for the new intro music. So if you hate it, I'll give you his email address. You can talk to him about it.
Through his email address, everybody his direct number.
There you go.
I wouldn't do that to him because he has my direct number, and he could send that to every freaking Democrat call list there is.
He just puts on call forwarding.
I wouldn't do that.
Good. It's nice to know that you have
Excuse me.
standards. It means I can have a preemptive attack and then change my cell phone number.
There you go. Perfect.
So, well, nobody else was calling in. I wasn't going to, but, well, I didn't want y'all to get lonely.
Well,
Hey, man, it's good to hear your voice again.
So, what are y'all talking about today?
Well, we spent about an hour and 20 minutes going through the third round of roast my shit, talking about Andrew's stuff, and
It
now
was sarcasm because I'm usually late.
and I don't read sarcasm very well. Yeah, Gillian said she would call in from the living room, but I poked my head outside and she's not in the living room, so I'm not quite sure where she ran off to.
Living room of lies?
I mean, unless call in from the living room was like a euphemism or an analogy, but I'm not aware.
Calling from the bathroom.
But anyway, Stuart, while we have you, I do just have to say thank you for the effort you put into the intro music. It slaps.
Yes,
Cool.
Fantastic.
Cool. I'm glad. I just wonder if Piper liked hers. Oh, that was so funny doing hers.
So she liked it in the same way that teenagers don't like anything.
That's great.
She is a teenager after all. I will say that I like the intro music you made for us, but the music you made for Raising Values that we will be using in the very near future when that show reboots, that was a home run. Gillian and I literally tear up every time we listen to it.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm glad it was good then.
Yeah. And you're also partially responsible for the fact that our outro on the streams is now going to be like 2.5 minutes long. So I won't be upset if anybody doesn't stick around for all of it. But what I did was I wanted to use the whole intro, outro song that Stuart put together with his friend. And it's also set to some pictures of projects, a lot of pictures from past prepper camp and summer camp trips. And it's supposed to be kind of an homage to everyone that's joined us on this crazy little journey.
Yeah. When I told Gillian that I came up with the lyrics with my friend Claude, I thought she would get that it was Claude AI.
Nope. Neither one of us put that together.
Nice.
I thought you had a friend, Claude, who was just a really good songwriter.
I mean, it would not surprise me if he had a friend named Claude that was a songwriter. I mean, Stuart knows a lot of folks.
Yeah. Well, it's also worth pointing out that, as is famous by now, is I don't read sarcasm very well. I need the sign that says sarcasm.
Well, we could do that.
I mean, but yeah, man. So since Stuart, since we have you, before we lose you, how long have you been listening to this show?
Shortly after Andrew became your co-host.
Nice.
So that's getting back to around 8.5, 9 years ago.
Oh yeah, you only have one current Patreon who's been a Patreon longer than me, and that's Tommy.
That's right.
Oh.
I actually went back and pulled, because Stuart asked me to look it up and see who was the longest standing patron, and we figured it was him. But I think Tommy beat him by a couple of months.
Nice.
Tommy.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, Jamie, do you have
8.5 to 9 years of harassing you to get a chainsaw?
I knew you were going to bring up the chainsaw.
He did not promise to let that go.
So for the listeners that aren't aware, Stuart's the one that asked me if we could do call-ins for this show. And I tried to bribe him, say, only if you stop bringing up the chainsaw and the shotgun. And he said, never mind. I was like, oh, damn it. You take all the fun out of everything. So, yes, you are the reason why I bought a chainsaw. Actually, you and Ida are the reasons I bought a chainsaw. And then you and Nick and Andrew are the reasons I bought a shotgun.
Well, I remember Andrew begging you to get a chainsaw as well.
Yeah, he wasn't very persuasive, though.
Oh, he's not the asshole I am? Okay.
Well,
I wouldn't go with asshole.
Between your persuasiveness and Ida's assholeness, that's what really encouraged me to get a chainsaw. There's something about 3 oak trees on your house that's kind of a motivation.
Yeah, and a brother-in-law who brings it to you.
That was clutch. That was definitely clutch.
Yeah, that's what family's for.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, I will let y'all go. Let somebody else call in.
All right, appreciate you calling in, man, and thanks again for the work you did on the intro music. That's going to stick around probably for the remainder of the show because I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty
more than welcome.
Top shelf.
Thank you, man.
Y'all have a great one.
Take care.
I'll go
Good
back
night.
to
YouTube. I am moderately surprised that worked as gracefully as it did.
It did work very well.
Well, like Andrew remembers, like when Trek still lives in the middle of nowhere, but before he had reliable
Starlink.
internet in the middle of nowhere, the most reliable way to get him on the show was to call him on a cell phone and like cable it into the freaking pod track. So like, it's not like this setup's never been used before. We just haven't had to use it in years because I've got fiber and Trek's got, hell, Andrew, there were years where your internet was on the fritz because you lived in the middle of nowhere with not reliable internet service. And I had to cell phone you in a few times.
Yeah. I mean, I had to, when I lived up north, it was like wireless internet that, it beamed, from the tower or whatever. And it was like terrible. Now right now we have Starlink, is what we're running now. And, it's been,
that's what you're running on?
Yeah.
Oh, the latency is actually really good.
Yeah. I'm running on Starlink and it, I really like it. It does really well. I'm actually in the process of wiring up the house, putting hotspots around, just to like extend the internet. Cause we have aluminum siding and we have a metal roof. So it's a giant Faraday cage. So as soon as you walk in the house, you lose all cell phone signal. And then I the hotspot I have in right now, if I actually walk in, it's for whatever reason, if I walk into the bathroom and I close the door, I lose Wi-Fi.
That's terribly inconvenient.
Really strange. And so I'm running, I just got more Cat 5 cable. I'm going to run through the basement and then I'm going to actually put it into another location. And then I'm also going to beam internet to our pole barn, our horse barn, so that I can put cameras and stuff out in the horse barn so we can watch the animals. So
dig it.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to figure out a point-to-point internet beam for the garage once I move this all out there.
We can talk about it. There's a company that Unify is who I go through.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, was the Unify system.
Yeah, Unify is great. I really like Unify. That's who I have for my internet or for the router, and then that's who I had through the cameras and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
I've always liked the Nighthawk Netgear. Netgear Nighthawk.
Netgear.
Yeah,
Netgear Nighthawk router modem.
Yeah, I just actually threw that away because I don't need it anymore, and I lost the power bank to it when I moved. So,
whoops.
Right.
Yeah, they're a solid system. I don't know if they make a point to point.
I don't know if they do. There's a lot of there's a lot of companies that do it. Like I said, this Unify. It's the biggest thing about it is it's PoE, so it's powered over Ethernet. So you got to run a cord. So that's what right now I'm looking at. I'm like, all right, I think if I put it the one point here, I can do it here. But then I'm like, all right, now I went down to the basement and it's more of like a cellar. And so I went down there and I'm like, all right, so I got to like snake it through different areas. And then I got to and then I'm like, okay, it's going to go over top of the AC unit. So I located the AC unit pipe. So now I'm like, all right, can I get through the wall? Can I fish a line up through the wall to, basically drill a hole into the wall and then fish a line up, and so it's a process. So
Yeah.
All right. So picking up from show started just with me, Andrew came on board. Andrew, I felt like really helped me push the show along because first of all, just like the organic back and forth of the conversations Andrew and I were having, like they weren't scripted. We were lucky if we put together like a friggin' like a 4-line, like this is what the show's going to be about.
I think I tried to get you to prep one time, like, hey man, like let's actually like prepare the show notes and stuff like that or whatever, and you're like, nah.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I had the experience from before Andrew came on where like in order for me to maintain a conversation by myself, I wouldn't say I ever scripted a show because I hate doing that, but I had to like write pretty in depth, like what's it called? Like crap guys. What do you call it when you outlines? I had to write really in-depth outlines of all the points I wanted to hit, all the sub points, all the friggin' talking points. Like I had to write all that out. And thank God I wasn't doing it on stream, so I could actually have that in front of me and like not read it off, but have something to refer to. But like it was really difficult for me to have that 45-minute to an hour long show by myself. And that was the only way I could ever find to do it. So once Andrew came on board, I found that I was able to just like, we could just bat back and forth and talk things out. And I liked the fact that the conversation was more organic that way. And then out of a little bit of sheer laziness, I just hate outlining and like doing all that. Like I'd rather just kind of like seat of the pants, shoot from the hips, see what comes out. And then usually Stuart would say, hey, you idiots misspoke about this, and then rake me over the coals afterwards. So, there was always that.
Yeah, that's fair. And Stuart makes a good point. If I had less than a 100-yard run, I could just run Cat 5 cable. It is 150 feet. Eesh. And I'd have to dig a second trench because I'm running 220 lines, and you can't bury a Cat 5 cable within a foot of 220 line.
This is true.
It does spooky things to the electrons.
Yeah, the electrons in the 220 line and the electrons in the Cat 5
the 220
cable,
line will be fine.
They start to talk to each other.
It's the Cat 5 cable hearing the 220 line that becomes a problem.
Yeah. And so, Andrea, like, I don't want to get like super in depth because I feel like that almost merits like a half episode by itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About the moment at which it became very obvious that like you were going to have to pull back from the show to focus on life and adulting.
So what's the question?
Like, how much do you want to get into it?
Oh, I mean, we can. I mean, it's I mean, it just the job. When I got promoted to supervisor for second shift, and when I went to second shift, that was basically because when we were doing the whole time we were doing the show when I first started here at this other company was I was on third shift, so getting up for the show at 6-7 o'clock, it wasn't really too bad and everything. And then it's, then I went to second shift, and now, second shift. I mean, I work 1:30 PM to 11:30 PM, and so, it's just hard. And honestly, like if we do it, what I would like us to do, which is going Monday through Friday, then I'll never have a Thursday off. Because right now the way my schedule, because we work 4-10s and they rotate because of the schedule. We rotate, and so right now, like I worked Monday, I was off Tuesday, I worked Wednesday, and now I'm off Thursday, Friday this week. Next week I'm off, and then I work the weekend, and then I'm off Monday, and then I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but then I'm off the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. That's my 3 days off. And then, and that repeats and stuff. And so like I get like 2 Thursdays off, I think a month or so. And then 2 weekends off a month. And so, it's definitely hard. That's one reason I had to pull back, from, the podcast was just just not enough time. I just couldn't and then that's the other thing too is, we were like trying to grow the podcast, because before we were just like, all right, let's just record on this day, like, we'll pick a day and a time and we'll do it. But now, because you're trying to grow it and stuff, and statistics and everything show that in order to grow a podcast, people in general, they like a structure. You can't sit there and you can't really grow something if you are like, hey, we're going to do it on a Friday, we're going to do it on a Tuesday, we're going to do it at this time at 6 p.m., at 7 p.m. So at Thursday nights at 7:30, 8:30 p.m., it's like, this is the time. And unfortunately, it doesn't line up. So
it's hard with second shift.
I mean, fortunately, that the moment at which like that strain was there, and to be frank, like, for the audience, like, I pretty much told Andrew, I'm like, we will abandon streaming and I will match your schedule any way I have to. Like, and I'd had talks with Gillian, because like we could see what was going on. And I told Gillian, I'm like, if Andrew pulls out of this show, I don't know if I want to do this by myself. Like, I was really having a moment where I was like, I don't know if I want to continue the show, because Andrew and I had built such a friendship and a camaraderie together doing this. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do it by myself. I don't know if I want to do it without him. I didn't know. And it happened, and it worked out that, Nic and I were starting to get to know each other fairly well at that point. He'd started out as listener and then become patron. And this was all happening right about the same time that, like, Andrew and Nic took the shotgun class together. Nic and I started getting to know each other better. And I don't think either one of us had ever really let on to Nic, or really to anybody outside of like Gillian, that like Andrew was starting to have to pull back from the show. And Andrew and I sat down and talked about it. And honestly, we both came to the same conclusion. Like, Nic would be an excellent second seed. And it became the natural choice to wrap him, to make the proposition to him. And I think initially you agreed on kind of an interim basis. Like, I mean, I'll try it and see if I like it.
Yeah, that's really what it was, because I've never done something like this prior to this. So it sounded like fun. So might as well. I had to talk it over with my wife, because I wanted to make sure she was all right with my name being attached to all the shenanigans, because of what she does for work.
Yeah.
How that is.
And I encouraged that. I mean, I flat out told you, I'm like, look, these are decisions that I made with the full endorsement of my wife to start podcasting in the public eye under my full Christian government name. And Andrew pretty much like, took anonymity and lit it on fire and threw it out the window, when he came on. And I pretty much told you the same thing. I'm like, look, dude, I mean, it's not like we're freaking like overthrowing governments or freaking building nuclear weapons or anything in our basements. But like, if you come on,
people that are going to take poorly to the things we say.
And unfortunately, even if you come on the show under assumed name, your face is still out there. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you're not comfortable doing that, I don't blame you. But if you're going to do this, you kind of have to be a little comfortable with that.
No, there's a certain level of anonymity you give up when you're willing to go and say the things you think in public.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've been doing that to people I know for a very long time. I've never been shy about my opinions of things, and I try to phrase them as best I can. And I'm no like stunning debater or anything like that, but I like to think that I can make myself fairly clear more often than not. So I figured, why not give it a shot? And it's been a lot of fun. Love it.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing it every week.
I have to say that bringing Nic into the show has changed the tone. Like, I find that I have always been a nerd, and I wear that title very happily. And nerd, I find that Nic and I nerd out about a lot of stuff. Like, I wouldn't say we have all the same interests, but normally when one or the other brings something to the table, the other one's nerdism kicks off, and it's like, ooh, that's freaking cool. Tell me more.
Oh, that's a technical thing.
Yes.
Yeah, although it works out well.
And Andrew, he gets the exact same look on his face you do whenever I talk about finances. Just the glaze over, like, please make him shut up.
Hey man, finances are, as much as it is boring and as much as we probably harp on it too much, it's so critically important.
I
It's
mean,
as important as medical stuff.
given that the average American cannot screw together $400 for an emergency on the spur of the moment, I don't think we do talk about it too much. I think
That's
people
probably
just
a
don't
fair
listen
point.
very often.
It's and it's probably people that don't listen to us. I mean, look at the explosion in financial shows that have been going on in YouTube in the past 5 years. 10 years ago, you saw Dave Ramsey. That was it. That was the only guy that was really doing finance stuff other than stocks on YouTube.
Yeah. So
Regal is correct. Shame on them for not being able to screw together $400 for an emergency. That is a problem.
I mean, without getting into the financial rant that I'm notorious for, like the idea that I could not put together $400 on the spur of the moment, like just the thought of that makes my stomach do flip flops.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at the opportunity loss that is. Like, I spent more money than I should have recently on that mill and the wire and all the stuff that goes along with it. And because I was able to just grab that cash and go do that, I was able to take advantage of an opportunity to buy a very excellent piece of equipment for a really good deal that I probably won't see that opportunity again for a long time.
I mean, I told you what happened like over the weekend. I had it on my radar at the end of the month. I was going to take my budgeted gun money, fun money, same thing. And I was going to buy a Garmin Zero C1 Pro chronograph because Tommy let us play with his at summer camp and I want one. And they're like $500 full retail. And I was going to wait till the end of the month. And then all of a sudden, I got an alert from Amazon saying that the price dropped to $400. And I ripped $200 out of savings like that fast and snatched it up because I'm like 20%, 20% discount. Not turning that down.
No, that's pretty hard to pass up. And again, it's opportunity cost right there. It would have cost you more if you had to wait.
Yeah. But anyway, one of the perks of being an adult is that you get to save your money and then do adult things spur of the moment.
Absolutely.
The other perk is that you get to be responsible for extra people.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you play the game of making people.
Yeah, making people, or I was going to say adopting people, but that's pretty much the way I characterize my relationship with my wife. I adopted her.
There you go.
I stole her from her family, made her a Rabalais, and it's a no return policy kind of situation.
My father-in-law told me the same thing. No returns.
Yeah, see, my in-laws told me no returns, but they told my wife you can come back whenever you want. So I still haven't gotten a clear answer on what exactly the difference is.
Her choice versus yours?
That might be it, but I think at this point, if I tried to return her, she would friggin' like break my legs, and it'd be like a Stephen King novel.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we're coming up very quickly on 2 hours, and I'm just going to warn you two especially, because you remember the rules. You cannot leave until I get your audio, until everything uploads and everything wraps. But now the outro is like 2.5 minutes long, so you have to stick around for it.
It's fine. Go take a pee. Come back. Outro will be done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Audio's good.
Yeah, that's fair. We will have a discussion after the fact about like whether we leave this very long rollout or we shorten it up. I mean, we'll make decisions later.
If you have any strong views, the website or the patron chat.
Yes, the patron chat does tend to get priority because
they pay.
They pay, but also they can bully me much more directly than anyone else can by leaving feedback on the website. So, there is
very
that.
True.
But guys, I just have to say, like, before we roll this out, like, Andrew, I'm glad I'm glad you are coming back to the show when you're able, and I'm glad you made it tonight. Like,
hell yeah.
I have missed the shit out of you. I totally get why you had to pull back. And I'm like super excited for where your life is going, but I've missed the hell out of you.
Yeah. Also, we need a farm tour.
We do need a farm tour, and
we need the pictures of the goats.
And you know what else? we now have 3 Mrs. MOFs, and we need to get them all together on the show.
We do.
I will make your fiance an honorary Mrs. MOF, even though that like the paperwork isn't done yet. It's pretty much done.
She got him a pet goat. He's locked down. It's fine.
Gillian has said yes with an exclamation point in all caps. It's going to have to happen.
We have goats for sale too. I mean, if you
cannot disappoint Mom.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And Nick, like I am eternally grateful that you decided to step up a couple years ago and join me on this wild little ride.
I appreciate being asked, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Dude, it has been a tremendous amount of fun. And like, just for the listeners out there, like, I didn't really know if the show was going to make it to 10 years. I didn't know if I was going to make it to 10 years. Andrew's had to talk me off the ledge multiple times over the years about like me just getting frustrated and saying to hell with all this. And I just want to forget, like, close all the accounts, wad it up and throw it in the trash can. And him and Gillian have like, the two of them have talked me off the ledge several times about like, no, take a deep breath. Don't choose violence just yet. But I do have
the solution to your inconvenience is arson.
Don't put that in my mind. But I just have to say, like, I've really enjoyed this whole thing. Like 10 years of podcasting, the friends that have been made, the people that we have met, watching those people go on to do the things they have done. I mean, we ran out of time. I was going to actually put together a list of like some of the guests that we've had on over the years and like where their careers have gone. But it has been so much friggin' fun. So much friggin' fun to watch all these people and to watch these people like knit their own relationships together just because they kind of met through the show. And just one thing, like, Stuart, you were never the one who pushed me to the edge of throwing the show in the trash. Not even once. You've honestly, you've been very instrumental in helping to keep me honest, if not making my hair fall out a little faster at times. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
Matter of facts, 10 years down the pipe, Christ knows how many more we have in us. But for the people that watched tonight, I appreciate you hanging out with us. For the patrons who support the show, thank you so much for not just for the monetary, but for the encouragement, because it keeps the show on the rails. And round of applause for my 2 co-hosts. Like, this was never a one-man operation. It never can be a one-man operation. You two have definitely pulled more than y'all's weight to keep this thing going.
No, appreciate being on.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Matter of fact, going out the door. Good night, everybody. See y'all in another week. And long ass outro, but stick around for it. I think it's worth watching at least once. And it's worth pointing out that for those who've joined us at Prepper Camp or any of the MOF summer camps, you might recognize the faces you see. Good night, everybody.
See ya. Good night.
Clouds are heavy on the county line. Signs are flashing, reading into time. Protecting the home, locking down the block. Raising values while we watch the clock. Turn the dial, cut through the tricks. Welcome to Matter of Facts, where we talk prepping for the storm ahead. The iron in the hand, the words they said. Guns, politics, and the lines they drew. We uncover what they hide from you. Yeah, lay it down. No spin, no tricks. This is Matter of Facts. screams through the midnight air. A lot of folks talking, but nobody cares. For the MoF are standing on the track. We look at the truth, and we don't look back. Where we talk prepping for the storm ahead. The iron in the hand, the words they said. Guns, politics, and the lines they drew. We uncover what they hide from you. Yeah, lay it down. No spin, no tricks. This is matter of facts. Yeah, lay it down. No spin, no tricks. Shout out to the MoFers. This is matter of facts.